Dead Sea Scrolls Joshua. 4Q47 Joshua A. Language, Hebrew. Date, 200 to 100 BC. Location, Qumran Cave 4. Joshua 5. After that they removed their feet from the Jordan. The Book of the Law. After that, the ones carrying the ark, 1. 2 At that time, Yahweh said to Joshua, Make flint knives, and circumcise again the sons of Israel the second time. 3 Joshua made himself flint knives, and circumcised the sons of Israel at the hill of the foreskins. For this is the reason Joshua circumcised them, all the people who came out of Egypt, who were males. Even all the men of war, died in the wilderness along the way, after they came out of Egypt. 5 For all the people who came out were circumcised, but all the people who were born in the wilderness along the way as they came out of Egypt had not been circumcised. 6 For the children of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness, until all the nation, even the men of war who came out of Egypt, were consumed, because they didn't listen to Yahweh's voice. Yahweh swore to them that he wouldn't let them see the land which Yahweh swore to their fathers that he would give us, a land flowing with milk and honey. 7 Their children, whom he raised up in their place, were circumcised by Joshua, for they were uncircumcised, because they had not circumcised them on the way. Joshua 6. 5 It shall be that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when you hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the city wall shall fall down flat, and the people shall go up, every man straight in front of him. 6 Joshua the son of Nun called the priests, and said to them, Take up the ark of the covenant. And let 7 priests bear trumpets before Yahweh's ark. 7 Joshua said to the people, Advance. March around the city, and let the armed men pass on before Yahweh's ark. 8 It was so, that when Joshua had spoken to the people, the 7 priests bearing the 7 trumpets of ram's horns before Yahweh advanced and blew the trumpets, and the ark of Yahweh's covenant followed them. 9 The armed men went before the priests who blew the trumpets. The trumpets sounded as they went. 10 Joshua commanded the people, saying, You shall not shout, nor let your voice be heard. Neither shall any word proceed out of your mouth, until the day I tell you to shout. Then you shall shout. Joshua 7. 12 Therefore the children of Israel can't stand before their enemies. They turn their backs and not their faces before their enemies, because they have become devoted for destruction. I will not be with you any more, unless you destroy the devoted things from among you. 13 Get up. Sanctify the people, and say, Sanctify yourselves for tomorrow, for Yahweh, the God of Israel, says, There is a devoted thing among you, Israel. You cannot stand before your enemies until you take away the devoted thing from among you. 14 In the morning therefore you shall be brought near by your tribes. It shall be that the tribe which Yahweh selects shall come near by households. The household which Yahweh selects shall come near man by man. 15 It shall be, that he who is taken from among them shall be burned with fire, he and all that he has, because he has transgressed Yahweh's covenant, and because he has done a disgraceful thing in Israel. 16 So Joshua rose up early in the morning and brought Israel near by their tribes. The tribe of Judah was selected. 17 He brought near the family of Judah, and he selected the family of the Zerahites. He brought near the family of the Zerahites man by man, and Zabdi was selected. Joshua 8. 3 So Joshua arose, with all the warriors, to go up to Ai. Joshua chose 30,000 men, the mighty men of valor, and sent them out by night. For he commanded them, saying, Behold, you shall lie in ambush against the city, to the city from behind the city. Don't go very far from the city, but all of you be ready. 5 I and all the people who are with me will approach to the city. It shall happen, when they come out against us, as at the first, that we will flee before them. 6 They will come out after us, until we have drawn them away from the city, for they will say, They flee before us, like the first time. So we will flee before them. 7 And you shall rise up from the ambush, and take possession of the city, for Yahweh your God will deliver it into your hand. 8 It shall be, when you have seized the city, that you shall set the city on fire. You shall do this according to Yahweh's word. Behold, I have commanded you. 9 Joshua sent them out, and they went to set up the ambush, and stayed between Bethel and Ai, on the west side of Ai, but Joshua stayed among the people that night. 10 Joshua rose up early in the morning, mustered the people, and went up, he and the elders of Israel, before the people to Ai. 11 All the people, even the men of war who were with him, went up, and came near, and came returned before the city, and encamped on the north side of Ai. Now there was a valley between him and Ai. 14 When the king of Ai saw it, they hurried and rose up early, and the men of the city went out against Israel to battle. 18 Then the Lord said to Joshua, Stretch out the spear that is in your hand toward Ai, for I will give it into your hand. And Joshua stretched out the spear that was in his hand toward the city. 34 Afterward he read all the words of the law, the blessing and the curse, according to all that is written in the book of the law. 35 There was not a word of all that Moses commanded Joshua, which Joshua didn't read before all Israel in their crossing the Jordan, with the women, the little ones, and the foreigners who were among them. Joshua 10. 2 They were very afraid, because Gibeon was a great city, as one of the royal cities, and because it was greater than Ai, and all its men were mighty. 3 Therefore Adonizedek king of Jerusalem sent to Hoam king of Hebron, Piram king of Jarmuth, Japhia king of Lachish, and Debir king of Eglon, saying, Come up to me and help me. Let us strike Gibeon, for they have made peace with Joshua and with Israel. 5 Therefore the 5 kings of the Amorites, the king of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, the king of Jarmuth, the king of Lachish, and the king of Eglon, gathered themselves together and went up, they and all their armies, and encamped against Gibeon, and made war against it. 8 Yahweh said to Joshua, Don't fear them, for I have delivered them into your hands. Not a man of them will stand before you. 9 Joshua therefore came to them suddenly. He marched from Gilgal all night. 10 Yahweh confused them before Israel. He killed them with a great slaughter at Gibeon, and chased them by the way of the ascent of Beth-horon, and struck them to Azekah and to Makkedah. 11 As they fled from before Israel, while they were at the descent of Beth-horon, Yahweh hurled down stones from the sky on them to Azekah, and they died. There were more who died from the hailstones than those whom the children of Israel killed with the sword. 1 Perhaps, after they removed their feet from the Jordan, they read the book of the law. 4Q48 Joshua B. Language, Hebrew. Location, Qumran Cave 4. Date, about 50 BC Joshua 2. 11 As soon as we had heard it, our hearts melted, and there wasn't any more spirit in any man, because of you, for Yahweh your God, He is God in heaven above, and on earth beneath. 12 Now therefore, please and she said, Swear to me by Yahweh, since I have dealt kindly with you, that you also will deal kindly with my father's house, and give me a true sign. Joshua 3. 15 And when those who bore the ark had dipped in the edge of the water, for the Jordan overflows all its banks all the time of wheat harvest. 16 The waters which came down from above stood, and rose up in one heap, a great way off. At Adam, the city that is beside Zarethan, and those that went down toward the sea of the Arabah, even the salt sea, were wholly cut off. Then the people passed over near Jericho. 17 The priests who bore the ark of Yahweh's covenant stood firm on dry ground in the middle of the Jordan, and all Israel crossed over on dry ground, until Joshua and all the nation had passed completely over the Jordan. Joshua 4. 1 When all the nation had completely crossed over the Jordan, Yahweh spoke to Joshua, saying, 2 Take 12 men out of the people, a man out of every tribe. 3 And command them, Take from here, from out of the middle of the Jordan, 12 stones, and carry them over with you, and lay them down in the place where you'll camp tonight. Joshua 17. 1 This was the lot for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Joseph. As for Machir the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, because he was a man of war, therefore he had Gilead and Bashan. 2. So this was for the rest of the children of Manasseh according to their families, for the children of Abiezer, for the children of Helek, for the children of Israel, for the children of Shechem, for the children of Hepher, and for the children of Shemida. These were the male children of Manasseh the son of Joseph according to their families. 3. But Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons, but daughters. These are the names of his daughters, Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. For they came to Eleazar the priest, and to Joshua the son of Nun, and to the princes, saying, Yahweh commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brothers. Therefore according to the commandment of Yahweh he gave them an inheritance among the brothers of their father. 5. 10 parts fell to Manasseh, in addition to the land of Gilead and Bashan, which is beyond the Jordan. 11 Manasseh had 3 heights in Issachar, in Asher the inhabitants of En-dor Beth-shin and its towns, and Ibleam and its towns, and the inhabitants of Dor and its towns, and the inhabitants of Ender and its towns, and the inhabitants of Tanakh and its towns, and the inhabitants of Megiddo and its towns. 12 Yet the children of Manasseh couldn't drive out the inhabitants of those cities, but the Canaanites would dwell in that land. 13 When the children of Israel had grown strong, they put the Canaanites to forced labor, and didn't utterly drive them out. 14 The children of Joseph spoke to Joshua, saying, Why have you given me just one lot and one part for an inheritance, since we are a numerous people, because Yahweh has blessed us? 15 Joshua said to them, If you are a numerous people, go up to the forest, and clear land for yourself there in the land of the Perizzites and of the Rephaim, since the hill country of Ephraim is too narrow for you.